Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye, now I look the other way. What else could I do? I just stared at the doorway, knew I'd rather be drunk with you. I'd rather be
Internet, Dracofunk here, and welcome back to the Reusable Space Program. So, right now, I am launching a replacement station core up to Enterprise Station because I kind of broke the space station. And hopefully I can get this up there. That was a little... Ooh, reusable. That was a little bit, sketchy. So I'm going to take it up to about 200 kilometers and rendezvous with what's left of the station. The station is kind of in two parts right now. And I'm going to first rendezvous with the fuel ports and the solar array. And then I'll get the docking ports. There we are. Really need to clean up my orbit. So, luckily there is plenty of fuel in the booster to actually just have the booster do the rendezvous. And this is a very early version of the booster, and I didn't realize this was before I had remembered to put control points on it. So eventually I'm going to have to launch one of the deorbiters and attach it to the top just to get the booster down. I hadn't used this station core since Enterprise Station, so back in Season 1, I did put on the smaller fins, because originally I'd use the really big ones, and I've tried to phase those out, as they're really unrealistic looking, and they're really not needed. I could probably get away with no fins. But anyway, I'm using the small fins now. But I have made the rendezvous. I hit the wrong button. I'm trying to use the RCS keys with my right hand, the maneuvering keys. So I gotta get rid of the docking port. Was the only thing left of the station. Eventually I'll get an engineer up there and repair the solar panel. I'm also going to go ahead and land the Canterbury for repairs. All right. And originally I had planned on undocking the booster and landing it, but this is where I realized, oh, I don't have any SAS units. There's nothing there that can be used to control the booster. But that's okay. I'll get it later. So here's the other section. I'm going to have to land the broken core. I'm going to undock these two ships. I'm going to use the Ares actually as a tug, which is actually one of its main jobs anyway. Alright. Now, yeah. Alright, now I have to figure out how to do this. I need to take off the old core, but I don't want it just like floating around, so I think I'm going to attach it to the back of the Ares. And just bring it with me for now. And I think next episode I am just going to be sending out the deorbiter a bunch of times. I got that one docking port's gonna keep showing up. There's the booster. Alright. I have all this stuff. Click there. Oops. Make sure the control point's going the right way. I really probably should have paid more attention, and I didn't realize at this point that one of the lights is blocking the thruster until it explodes. That's okay. I'm about 1.6 kilometers. That's 1 mile away. I got plenty of RCS fuel. I just realized I'm targeting the wrong thing. Come on, there we go. Let me orient myself the right way. And then once I get the docking ports on the back end, I can land, or not land, the other thing, dock those other two spacecraft. And I kind of want to do that as soon as possible, because the longer I wait, the further away they're going to be. This is not my best docking attempt. So, yeah, I'm a little bit behind where I'd like to be because of the whole breaking the station, and now I got to fix it. But it's just something that happened, and I'm not cutting out the mistakes. There we go. Right now the station's a little bit... I try to reorient it, and everything's shaking a little bit too much, and it's extra mass because of the Canterbury's there and the extra station core. I'm just going to leave it the way it is for now. I gotta be a little bit careful with the space bus because it does not have a lot of RCS. So I'm using its nuclear engines more, when usually I'd probably just be using the RCS for this. And that's why I brought up the thing on the top right hand corner, the display, so I can kind of keep an eye on the monopropellant. The good news is there's plenty of monopropellant still up there. I think all the monopropellant on the station is actually full. Plus I have some on the Canterbury. On the stations. I need to go over there and turn off the RCS. It seems a lot worse because the footage is sped up there. I shut off the, not RCS, the SAS. And that holds it a lot more stable. I'm still having that problem with, like the tourist space station. Here we are. Now the space tram. Really, the names are backwards. The tram is more like a bus, and the bus is more like a tram. But that's just how I named it. And mainly, this craft usually goes between Kerbal and Duna. I almost said Mars, but that's not right. Duna. And I probably should get another 8 Kerbals up there to head to the Duna system next time there's a Duna intercept. And I really need to put alarms for all the planetary intercepts. I want to send the Manly to Dres. And I want to send another expedition to Eve. And build some of the stations there. But I still have one space truck to rescue that's in Kerbal orbit. And fill the tourist space station with fuel. I do have Kerbals that are waiting to go on a cruise around the Mun. Just coming in, I've actually got a really nice docking approach. There we go. And now that everybody's there, make sure I rename the station so I can find it. And now I'm going to be landing the Canterbury, so all of its fuel can be transferred to the station. And probably in the next episode, I'll go ahead and disconnect the fuel tanks from the Canterbury, because in reality the Canterbury is really the first space truck we had. It has a very, very similar design, 4 nuclear engines, which most of the space trucks have. The ability to pull stuff with a big docking port. The only difference is it also has a big docking port on the front of it. And you might not really technically notice that, because there's always been the fuel tanks and the monopropellant tanks on the front, that's why the small docking port is there and how it attaches to the station. But in reality, that's just a fuel module that is attached there, and I could swap it out for something else. But I don't know if I'll get to it in the next episode, because I have a lot to land. I need to land that booster that brought up the new station core. I need to land the old station core. I need to try and collect that other docking port and land the Canterbury. And then there's one of the space trucks that also needs to go down for repairs. I probably can't get all that in the next episode. I'm really speeding up the fuel transfers here. I should have enough to fill all the fuel tanks and all the monopropellant tanks. And I just realized I did not update the flag on Enterprise Station, but that's okay. And there's the damaged solar panel. I'll need to get that fixed too. Oh well, there is more to be done, and I'm going to upload as often as I can. I can't promise it's going to be every week, but I'll do it as much as I can. I'm going to continue with the 200 subscriber special. Thanks for watching. See you next time.